Well, hello there. It's CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana, downtown Shreveport. It's across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. And, we would love to host you. Come through, let us be your vacation spot. If we can't be your vacation spot, then let us be uh, your layover spot as you're traveling through for a couple of days. Yeah, we'll show you a great time. So I love that I have not killed this plant yet. And also, I have hopes, pretty soon I'll be transplanting it. I did go ahead and stick a little maraca in the side because there wasn't enough room for one of the larger rocks that I've gotten, and so I just needed to keep that leaf off of the edge of that sharp Folgers can, uh, that plastic container. I'm going to be changing it out in the next couple of weeks anyway, so we'll see. But anyway, I want to talk to you about dinner. Hang on. Here we are, and while this is going, I'm probably going to go outside and dust off that patio. The camera here shows everything that I don't see with my eye. So, anyway, so these are uh, two ribeyes and two pork loins, and I got the ribeye cooked a little bit first because they're going to take a little bit. I'm going to do it to done and everything. So, but I'm also these are I don't know. I made kind of a stuffing. I had these great Italian croutons. Uh, Made a wonderful marinade, and then a very cheesy marinade with about three different types of cheeses. Tossed it all together, and I'm topping it with that mix, and it's going to be kind of the stuffing of it and everything. So it's a little experimental. I do experimental things in my kitchen when I'm cooking by myself, but my body, you gotta listen to your body. And my body was telling me, yo, you need some kind of carbs. And this is a way I can have some carbs without like really killing uh, my efforts. It doesn't do any good to have a keto diet for 2 or 3 days, like maybe have a lean day, another lean day, maybe a third lean day, and then on that fourth day, stuff your face full of sugar and bread and not much else. So you want to kind of balance it. And this will last me for a couple of days, 2 or 3 days. Plus, I still have some of the chicken from last night. So, you know, we're good. I'm going to put this in the Chefman machine that I have, and I'm going to do it on a convection oven setting, 400, and we'll probably go in 20-minute increments until I feel that it's done. Okay, I'll show a video when I'm done. Hang. So here we have these cheesy, crusty, uh, crouton topped uh, pork loin chops and sirloin. Now remember, as this rests, it's still hot. The center of these, it's still going to cook as it cools. So we're going to let this rest for 5, maybe 10 minutes. I tell you, when I first took it out, all those juices were still bubbling and boiling. So in this case, we're getting the steak to a good well done. Uh, and I did go a couple of minutes, maybe about 5, 6, maybe 10 minutes. I wanted it outside of these ribeyes to get crispy and crunchy. So what I did was I had them stacked on top of each other. They were still really cold in the center, even though the pork chops were completely thawed. And that's one of my motivations. But I wanted this crispy outside, and then of course topping these things keeps a very moist center. So uh, yeah, we'll check back in 5 minutes or so. Okay, so yeah, so here I have on the plate one of the pork loins and one of the steaks, and I'm just sitting here, dinner in the living room tonight, very informal. But of course, it's always informal with me, right? Let's check this out. I'm gonna cut into each one of these so we can see what they look like. Hang on. Yes, so this pork, it got done very through all the way. That's the main thing. You can have just a slight amount of pink, but definitely you do not want your pork to be um, have any sort of you know uh, red juices, blood, basically, or anything like that. You do want it to be completely cooked uh, to, I want to say probably to about 150, 160, I think what they recommend pork. But uh, very good. So the textures. First off, there's the brulee, toasty crunchiness of uh, the top side of these croutons, and it really goes well with. There's some cheddar cheese, some Swiss cheese, and the pepper jack. And the pepper jack, a little bit less than the other types of cheeses because it is a spicy cheese, but it really, the flavor in that cheese really goes well with the toasted crouton and those Italian flavors that are in the crouton and also in the marinade of the cheese and the croutons and everything like that. So the topping here really is the star. Um, Works really well with the pork, with the subtlety of the pork. Now let me try uh, the ribeye. I suspect I'll get a very similar experience, but pork and beef, they have natural flavors that are different from each other. So we'll see how that balances. Sure it'll be good, but it'll be different, uh, but just as delicious. That's my prediction. So in this first bite, I was sure to get some of the beef, a little bit of just a little bit of the fat. You really shouldn't eat too much of the fat around the ribeye or whatever, but there was some, and I'm a sucker for that flavor. But it's really leaner beef is better, but a ribeye has such a good flavor because of some of the marbling. You just don't want to do like a big, huge glob of fat. Once I went to a restaurant, I don't mind telling you, it was Texas Roadhouse. And so there was a ribeye, but the entire center of it was one great big giant mass of fat. And I'm like, I can't believe this is the cut that you wanted to serve. Uh, Literally, no. And so, uh, no, I was like, no, no, no. But they're probably better about steaks now. I should go back and give them another try. But anyway, in this bite, I do have a crouton and plenty of cheese, a little of the fat, and a little of the beef. I want to see how they all blend together with these uh, blended cheeses and the Italian flavors on a ribeye. Mm. Mm. Oh, let me tell you, the juices from the meat, also from the marinade, because these were very hard croutons when I started. They were like just a bag of Italian croutons. I didn't make them homemade, but I could. But um, in pieces of French bread and brush them off and give them a light toasting. And once they make a really great crouton. But anyway, let me tell you. Uh, Wonderful, wonderful. Lots of texture with that slight, like I said, brulee toasty top, and then the meat textures, and then the soft textures of the cheeses and everything like that. It's really great. Um, this would pair well maybe with a green salad, and you really wouldn't even have to dress it heavily. You know, mixed greens or a couple of peppers off to the side, like bell pepper or something like that. If you just wanted to have something like that, just a polished up nice couple of shreds of pepper off to the side. Bell pepper would go really great with this. Um, any sort of vegetable crunch. You could serve it with the rice pilaf if you weren't going super keto. And this is going to be just the right amount of breading for me tonight. I'll probably eat both of these throughout the night and then save the others for later. But yeah, this is very delicious. Uh, maybe, if you want less of a toastiness, which I don't mind, I love it. You just wait until a little bit later before you put the topping on. But I wanted to protect the juiciness of the meat because I was going, with especially with the beef, uh, well done. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to basically preserve the juiciness and putting the crouton or the stuffing or whatever you do. If you just take a bread and lay it on top of it if you want to, like a whatever. But what it does is that absorbs the juices as it's coming out of the steak. So it works. It saves all that, all that moisture and juiciness and flavor really is what we're talking about. And so it doesn't just stay in the bottom of the pan. If you wanted to, you could take some of the juices from the pan and drizzle it over the top. If you or use it as a garnish on the plate before you put the plate down. Take some of the juice and just a couple of drops or a drizzle or something like that. Um, or you can use it and make like a sort of a sauce or something with use the drippings in a porta pan with a little bit of flour, and then maybe if you want to add a touch of cream or cheese or something like that. But that wasn't necessary here. This is very delicious. Okay, so I'm gonna finish my dinner, and I want to say to you all that I love you. Uh, love and light. God bless. Good night.